Hello, fellow Metacrafters, and welcome to the very first ever Metacraft presidential debate. As you all know, my name is enbentz, and I'll be serving as your host and moderator for today's spirited discussion. Before I introduce your candidates, we must first lay out the structure of the debate. For each topic or question presented, each candidate will be given 90 seconds to respond. Any rebuttals must be made within an additional 30-second allotment. Rebuttals will be capped at 2 per topic before moving on to the next issue. To the audience in attendance, your presence is much appreciated. But I will have to ask and remind you to remain silent until after a full answer has been given on a topic, so as to allow the candidates to make the most of their time. Without any further ado, let's introduce and bring out our candidates for their opening statements. Our first candidates are a co-president bid of Bygl and One Shot Robot.
Woo! Woo! Thank you, Anne. Finally, someone who actually cares.
Yeah.
Our second candidates are actually not able to be here. They got lost somewhere at sea. So standing in for them will be Potato Fox Plays.
Potato. Hello.
So to begin our debate today, I'm going to allow for each candidate to give some opening statements on why you should be and why you want to be the president of the Metacraft server. Let's begin with One Shot Robot and Bygl.
All right, well, Blossom Hills, right? It's a big, chaotic, unorganized mess, really. People have been working on beautiful things like roads and shops and whatnot, and it's all slowly coming together. But there are still so many more things to be worked on, so many improvements that can be made. And that is something that me and OSR and our campaign manager Brevort as well would love to improve, kind of like in a nice orderly fashion, with maybe a little bit of fun added towards it. What do you think, OSR?
Oh yes, we're gonna make everything nice, compact, orderly, without restraint or lots of restraints, depending on the necessary mission. And
Of course.
Great. Thank you for that answer. Moving on to Potato Fox Plays.
Well, of course, I mean, as true nature of the pirates that I represent, my first action will be stealing my campaign, my people against me over here, all their ideas and doing it better.
Ooh.
And speaking of theft, since we're pirates and all, I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm going to steal the presidential candidacy from the people I'm representing. So, Potato 2024.
Gasp. Okay. All right, then. Well, I think we're going to start with our first topic of infrastructure, seeing as that was already brought up in the opening remarks. So to begin, currently, the infrastructure in Blossom Hills is highly functional and well-maintained. However, the Nether Hub remains largely unfinished. Do you have a plan to correct this? If so, what is your plan and how do you intend to fund that project? Let's start with Potato.
Well, obviously, the only solution is piracy. We'll make sure we take everything we need, whether we need to or not, and fund everything we need to make sure it's the best that it can ever be. Because in the end, isn't the thing we all care about is actually having the best server in the entire world? Who really cares about things like ethics or where resources come from? When it comes down to it, we all deserve the best. And I will make sure, as president, that we all get the best.
Wonderful. One Shot and Bygl, your response.
our response would be anything that has to do with civil engineering, especially within the Nether itself. We're going to prioritize between the key points between interpersonal transportation. So things between the individual and the hub, or the Isle of Champignon, or anything like that, is our highest priority. We're not going to be spending any tax dollars on any private, let's say, one person to their own person's fancy farm that they built with their own money or any other ill gains.
Yes, the LDR, we're going to pour our heart out.
Excellent. Would you like to respond to that, Potato?
Yes. That was my response.
Good, very good, excellent.
Succinct.
Boom, boom, boom.
So, One Shot and Bygl, you've mentioned that a strong part of your candidacy is the improvement of Blossom Hills. How do you plan to improve Blossom Hills?
Well, I mean, we already have improved Blossom Hills, right? I am the architect of the town hall that we all attend every once in a while. We have the metro system, which was built by OSR here, if that was his project. Of course, people have helped, of course, but I'm talking about spearheading the idea, right? That's what I'm talking about. And there's many more projects like that to come that can come to fruition if you guys vote for us.
Excellent. Potato, how would you plan to improve Blossom Hills?
Improving Blossom Hills. I mean, listen to our opponents trying to take credit for improving things when the community is clearly the thing that's improved it. And if we improve our community at its core, then obviously everything will improve there. So I'm going to focus on ensuring that the quality of our community ensures that the quality of Blossom Hills goes nowhere but up from here. And I won't take credit for any of it. It'll be all about you.
One Shot, Bygl, would you like to respond to what Potato has said?
Yes, I would like to say I don't like the undertones that you say that there is not quality involved in civil duty work, such as within the metro system, the premium of the lux of delivering carts right to your front doorstep, taking you exactly what you need with minimal effort. Premium redstone advancements that are needed for transportations for those who aren't privileged enough to have wings to get to every sort of area within the district. I wouldn't know that anybody with a flying potato, which is not very acceptable to walkers, would know about that.
Excellent. Your time is up. Potato, would you like to respond to what they've said?
Of course. Listen to them talking about buzzwords like premium redstone. In the end of the day, transport is transport. People need to get from one place to another. We need to make sure that that's our priority above all else. We need to make sure that we return transport to the people and take it away from the greedy overlords that just want it for themselves. Potato 2024.
Nice.
Excellent.
There's some good points there.
We should move on to the next question. What is your stance on uncompleted builds on the server? What policies, if any, would you enact to either punish the incompletion or reward the completion of builds for our server members? Let's begin with Potato.
What is an incomplete build? Or more so, think about what makes a build complete. We can all sit here and talk about all day, left and right, whether or not something is truly ever finished. But what we really need to ask is, what does it contribute? How is it bringing something to our people? And I'm going to make sure that it brings the best to our people, always, forever. 2024.
Yeah.
Excellent. One Shot and Bygl, your response to the question.
I would like to ask a member, or maybe just think to yourself, think to an incomplete build that is within the public property within the Blossom Hills. I am struggling to think within one. Everybody's house is complete, all their civil engineering have made short work into being complete builds. If it's within private property, that is your own section that you need to deal with on your own process. We will not overstep the bounds that comes into complete or incomplete on private property.
Excellent. Any rebuttal?
The only thing incomplete there was those thoughts.
Nice. A rebuttal?
No, his comments both.
Yeah, I feel good.
Great. Well, that completes the topic of infrastructure for today's debate. And now we're going to move on to a very important topic, which is the economy. There has been much discussion about the state of the economy. Some believe the diamond to be overvalued, and others would disagree. What is your view on the subject, and what policies would you enact to revitalize and reinforce the commerce taking place on the server? Beginning with One Shot and Bygl.
Well, some people think that diamonds are, of course, overpriced. Some people think that they are underpriced. It all depends on the person, how much time they spend gathering those diamonds, how successful their businesses are. I think overall the final kind of like a goal for us would be to properly assess the situation and figure out what needs to be done from there, and the end result would be that everyone on the server would be happy with the final result of the price allocated to the diamond. Would you agree, campaign partner?
I agree, concur.
Very good, very good.
Potato, your response to the question.
It sounds like my opponents might be doing some dangerous thinking. See, my biggest fear is clearly inflation. We want the diamond to remain strong, powerful, a symbol of our economy and its wealth and how well it works. We don't need to change anything. We'll just make sure we stay the course and make sure that if I'm elected, we don't have any increased taxes or anything like that. Put the power in the people's hands. Diamonds are forever in our hands. Potato 2024.
Yeah.
Are we talking in rhymes now? That's incredible.
Your rebuttal, if you have one shot in Bygl.
Yes, the diamond pool, if there were to be one for funding civil project things among the area, would be a very small pool that goes directly right back into the economy to fund civil builds. Such things that we have on the horizon would be things like lighting the shopping district, or buoys in the ocean so you can use your own private-owned vehicle, boat, to get to others' bases, Isle Champignon and other such places. That pool will remain small and return right back to the people while providing all sorts of important activities for them.
Your time is up. Potato, your rebuttal?
It sounds like they want to take more diamonds out of your pocket, when really what I'm saying is we should take the diamonds from the earth. Take the diamonds and make the earth pay for it, okay? No more taxes. No more tax increases. Potato 2024.
Great. The gaming industry has a long and storied history on the Metacraft server and has often served as a unifying force that brings our members together while creating long-lasting memories. What strategy, if any, do you have to increase gaming activity and create more opportunities for Metacrafters to get together regularly? Starting with Potato.
Opportunities, experience, community. These are all things that we think of core values. And I'm going to make sure that those core values stay core in our hearts, in our minds, in our community. Whenever you think of things that are thoughts, you'll think potato, because potato is community. Potato is love. Potato is. That's it. Potato is. That was full stop.
Yeah.
One shot in Bygl, your response to the question.
Well, we're going to look at what the gaming district, the Isle of Champignons, is, and we're going to make it better in every single way. We're going to improve the mushroominess of the biome, we're going to improve the gaminess of the area, we're going to improve the quality of the experiences. Basically everything that Potato said, but better.
Oh, okay. Potato, your rebuttal.
Oh, yes. No, I agree. I'm gonna, everything they said about what I said, and including what they said on top of it, but better times two.
Interesting.
They got it.
Your response, Bygl, in one shot.
Oh, we get a response. Everything that he said, and that we said, and that he said, and better times 5.
Ooh, okay. All right.
And unity. And
Well, I think we should move on to the next question. Since the beginning of Metacraft, farmers have been an integral part of the service economy and livelihood. Some discussion has been had on the topic of a potato tax. What are your thoughts on this subject, and how do you feel it impacts the health of the server? Potato.
Zombie outside is very clearly not enjoying the thought of potato tax. Neither do I. Any taxes on potatoes is wrong. They had a Boston Tea Party for a reason. We don't want to be throwing potatoes in the ocean and wasting perfectly good spuds farmed by hard-working farmers just because of greedy government wanting more money. I say you keep your potatoes and we don't tax you a cent.
Excellent. One shot in Bygl, your response to the question.
I would recognize this as a bipartisan actual topic, as I don't think potatoes generate enough revenue or have enough quality or demand to actually justify having a tax on them.
Yes. Potato, your rebuttal, if you have one.
Do you hear this man? Potatoes have no value, no worth? Is he telling you that your farms are worthless? That your jobs have no meaning? I don't need to say anything further. Obviously, this man doesn't understand the potency and importance of potatoes. Villager breeding, trading, emeralds? I needn't go on. Potato 2024.
And your rebuttal, One Shot and Bygl.
When was the last time you bought potatoes? Like a whole satchel of potatoes? I can't think of a single time. They're so readily available. To income tax, potatoes would be not even redundant. It would be non-existent.
It's just carbs. You gotta get some other
He wants
stuff.
to put an
from you
income
as well.
tax on potatoes.
Excuse me, it is not your time to speak, Potato.
Losing a lot of stock to carrots.
I will have order.
Oh, is that a hammer? I see.
Is that your microphone?
I thought it was
Slap your
microphone.
Slap your microphone around a little bit.
Yeah, just punch it
Don't
repeatedly.
question the sauce, okay? This is all just drip over here, okay?
One heart.
Guys, these pages are blank. I'm just making this up as we go along, okay?
Are they actually?
They're blank. Yes.
Oh, they are.
All right. So I think we should take a quick 90-second ad break to hear a word from our sponsors.
We have sponsors.
Also, my cat's meowing and I need him to shut up.
Did you know P. Diddy is a terrible person?
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But I think jokes about him are fair game now. Look
No,
how pretty
absolutely.
the sunrise is. Isn't it so
Aw.
beautiful?
I love it. It's the best part of being a pirate. Just, you know, we get to see the sun come up over the ocean. It's just glorious.
Yeah, that and the salty wind.
Yeah.
Oh, hi! Didn't see you there. I'm Zentra.
And I'm Hilda. Nice to meet you.
And we are pirates. And we like freedom. Just like sailing the open sea, you should be able to have your freedom as well. Like your freedom to get money. Lots of money.
Lots of money.
Yeah, and if you vote for us, we'll abolish the government so you can have your personal freedoms back. And then I'll build you a pirate ship. And then we can have
And we don't require your soul.
Yeah, that too. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Souls are nice inside of our bodies, but we don't have those. So that's not really our concern. So
Exactly.
that's a plus for you. We don't have them. We don't need them.
Mhm.
More soul for you.
Yeah. So vote for us if you like pirate
Your
ships
soul.
and cockfights.
That too. Lots of cockfights. Damn those chickens.
Yeah, this is Zentra signing off. We have a lot of respect for you, Potato, and we do hope the best for you, but also we're going to kill you.
Party.
You just Potato, we're coming for you. Potato, when I get my hands on you, Potato?
Potato, I get my hands on you. Potato. I get you. I get you.
And we're back from the ad break, and we shall now continue with a new topic, which is science and arts. We'll begin by addressing One Shot and Bygl for this question. Metacraft has historically had a problem with potentially world-ending events due to unsanctioned experimentation on unidentified artifacts. What restrictions or prerequisites would you put in place to avoid such catastrophic situations in the future?
The founding of a anti-artifact group which would seek out and ensure the safety of such artifacts. We shall dub them. Help me out here. Anti-artifact authority. The AAA. Yes.
Okay, good answer. Potato, your response to the question.
I want to leave the power of dangerous artifacts to the people. The thing that we need to do is obvious and clear. We just need to build a wall to keep the dangerous artifacts from affecting the server. Build a wall, taller, higher, bigger, contain the artifacts, but leave the power to the people. Potato 2024.
Do you have a rebuttal?
I am perplexed by Potato Fox's play's response to this question, considering that his very own home is under the attack of such artifact at this moment. I would think that he would want assistance, whatever that could mean, to protect his home, but I guess that's just some that would rather just suffer the consequences of ne'er-do-wells who just I was about to curse.
One shot 2024.
Yeah.
Your rebuttal,
I
Potato.
don't know what they're talking about. My base is perfectly safe. Why? Because I have walls. Walls that are powerful. Electric walls, digital walls. Walls in the shape of force fields. Of course, we could just build walls and then put force fields on them. There's nothing a good wall can't fix. Fear-mongering. Scary tactic words. Buzzwords. That's what my opponents use to make you afraid of artifacts.
Buzzword is a buzzword.
Pranks are a fun way for members to interact with one another, but sometimes aren't wanted or can go too far. What is your stance on pranks, and what regulations, if any, would you enact for them?
Yes. Potato 2024.
Excellent. One shot and Bygl, your response to the question.
Any prank should be under the guise of actually having fun. Anything that any individual would do to place said prank, need to understand that any materials used is forfeit to the prankee, and if asked to clean it up, they are demanded to clean up said things and return to normal operating.
Very good. Potato, do you have any response to what they've said?
Anarchy. Buzzwords. Fear-mongering. Potato 2024.
And your rebuttal.
They use buzzwords to describe buzzwords.
Very good. All right. It has long been an issue that mob rates increase massively across the server when the sun goes down. How would you remedy this problem, and how would it affect the balance? One shot and Bygl, your response.
Well, the simple solution that everyone would think of is to install lighting all around the server. But that is the only thing that many people would do. What we could do, and what we shall do to ensure the safety of all the night-dwelling Metacrafters on the server here, is light throughout all the major locations that they did, ensured sleeping by our very own agents, maybe part of the AAA agency that we described earlier, who would also always sleep on time, so we don't ever have to worry about mobs. And even then, if that is not enough for you, we ensure that if there is a problem with a location in the server, in terms of hostile mobs and whatnot, we shall take care of it by any means necessary.
Very good. Potato Fox, your response to the issue.
This is a very simple issue. No Minecraft player has ever been plagued by mobs because the answer is simple. Beds. Beds. More beds. Beds everywhere. Do you have a bed? Do you have a bed? What if you had 5 more beds? What if we put beds so that anywhere you went, you were in access of a bed? We will never let the moon rise on this server again because I will drop ship beds everywhere. Look under your chair. Beds.
How many beds would you say that you would use in a standard build, whether it be a building or redstone? How often do you think you could work that in naturally or aesthetically in with another build? I would say that less than you think. They're not as simple to hide as something like a crafting bed or an ender chest. I don't think that you would be wanting to be put to that restriction of putting beds in all your builds or forcing others to be put into beds as well.
It sounds to me like they just want to increase the taxes on lighting. They're just trying to corner the market on reasonable lighting. Guys, beds are free. We all have sheep. We can shear them. The government can provide beds up the wazoo. You'll have so many beds you don't know what you don't know what to do with them. Look at that. They just used a bed right there. That's it. Beds. Beds are clearly the answer. Potato 2024.
Very good. And our last question on the topic of science and arts, we'll start with Potato Fox, please. How will you address skulk sensors not working properly in certain chunks?
Well, obviously, skulk sensors are an important community asset, both for a little fun prank and both for spawning, the wardens, of course. Wardens, that's the thing I meant to say all along. Definitely never made a mistake there. And what we need to do is just make sure that our chunks are kept clean and working properly. As a community, we can come together and do this. And a worst case scenario, we can always just nuke the chunk and pretend it never existed. I think that's the best way moving forward.
One Shot and Bygl, your response to the question.
Can you take this? I'm replying to my mom.
Anecdote, human, relation.
Your response?
Oh, I thought we were taking a moment for Bygl to respond to his mom.
I mean, there's two of you.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Your 90 seconds are up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm back. What was the question?
You need me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
No, I remember perfectly. Yeah, I think I agree. It's true. It's absolutely real, and it should be addressed, and we will do it, of course.
Okay, the question was how will you do it?
How will you do what?
Address skulk sensors not working properly in certain chunks.
Oh, I'll update the server. Only I can do it.
That's the kind of technical no power we have. That's.
It's a perk of being robots.
All right, Potato, your response to their lack of a response?
I don't even need to respond to this. They responded for me. They're eating the RAM, okay? They're just gonna use server processes. This is ridiculous, guys. You know, come on, Potato 2024.
And your rebuttal.
Yeah, I have a rebuttal. If you will fix this without accessing the server, how are you going to do it?
You get to answer that? I've already answered
I will allow a
Pay
response.
attention. Nuking chunks.
That is a good response.
I think that deserves another response. Bygl, One Shot, your time starts now.
That is a clear and apparent violent radical answer for any opposition that one might have, and I'm scared to respond to what someone would do in such power if they were elected president.
Ditto.
All right. Well, that definitely wasn't frightening. Moving on to our final topic of the debate, and it is nationalism/culture. To start with, One Shot and Bygl. Allays are the worst Minecraft mob. Agree or disagree?
Oh,
Answer carefully.
Wrong, villagers are. Wrong, villagers. Villagers are the worst. They don't do what you tell them to. They're not even all that helpful, and honestly, they get themselves in a lot of trouble very quickly. And it's very hard for us to put them to use as we would, as opposed to their own.
Okay. Potato, your response.
Listen to my opponents talking about villagers being useless? They're our #1 source of infinite potatoes. Clearly, they just misunderstand their use as a potato-hating couple over there. Meanwhile, I understand how absolutely worthless allays are. I mean, can you name one good use they have besides running around and collecting stuff off the floor? I mean, hello, I've got 2 feet. I could do that. Potato 2024.
You could also plant your own potatoes and pick up your own potatoes as opposed to having indentured servitude. And when was the last time you paid a villager for their potatoes? Or did you just take them from their own work?
Gasp. Potato, your response.
Of course, all villagers are paid reasonably. They take emeralds, I make diamonds. They stay in their little 1x1 cubicle where they live happily, safely for the rest of their lives, as opposed to what? Being out there in villages with zombie sieges? We're doing them a favor, genuinely, and I think they understand that. It's only our opponents that don't understand this fundamental process.
All right, thank you very much. Candidates. Minecraft players often identify with different playstyles, such as builders, redstoners, and explorers. Each style brings unique contributions and challenges to the game. How do you plan to support and balance the needs of these diverse player communities to ensure a thriving and inclusive Minecraft world? Potato, your response.
Yes. Potato 2024.
Okay, One Shot Bygl, your response.
We would like to maintain the current setup that we have here. We already have the setup that is, we have a gaming district for people to build in that style if it's more of a cooperative gaming or versus gaming style, or to have their own public property elsewhere in the world where they can build in whatever style or means that they have. We also frequently update the server so that any areas that may have been visited before, such as the end, could be rediscovered by a new player as needed, therefore never really running out of areas to discover.
Very good. Potato, do you have a response?
Obviously, everything they said makes perfect sense, except for I'm just going to do it better times infinity. Potato 2024.
And your rebuttal?
They're robots. They can't compute infinity.
No. My response is nah.
Proceeds to repeat pi to you.
Nice. Very nice.
You'll never complete pi. Is that right?
Yeah, but I know it. Yeah.
Leave it.
No,
to
I
a
took a
robot
bite out
to
of it.
start
Order,
something and not
order.
finish it.
We must maintain order. I'm going to move on to the next question now. One Shot, Robot, and Bygl, you will get to answer this first. Do you or do you not agree with the following statement? Gladra did nothing wrong. Why or why not?
I would like the moderator to stay impartial, if you please. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I'm not the one running for president right now. Answer the question.
But you are the one moderating.
Yes.
So please stay.
It's a simple question. Do you agree or disagree with the statement?
Gladred did many things wrong, but he grew as a person. There was a character arc, character development. He shall be forgiven, and perhaps good things might come from alliances such as that one. I believe that is my stance.
Very well. Potato, your response?
Obviously, we disagree with everything that happens, and I know obviously, I know everything that happened. I was definitely there for it, remember every last detail, and we just can't allow certain things like that to be forgiven. Of course, we're all gonna move on as a community, but ultimately, what people feel, they will feel. We can't unfeel those feelings. Feel your feelings, everyone. Those feelings exist. They are feelings. You have feelings. Feelings are real. 2024.
Wow, that response really made me feel something. One Shot and Bygl,
feelings.
your rebuttal.
Cannot compute feelings.exe.
Yeah.
No, we've got feelings. The CPUs are hard.
No feelings. No feelings.
All right, next question. If you could have one feature removed from Minecraft, why would it be the LA? Potato, your response.
I don't think I need to say anything. I think everyone here understands why the LA are most certainly the least useful mob in Minecraft, right? We could make something so much better, reduce server lag, have less entities, all by removing the LA. I mean, do I need to say more?
No, you don't. All right, One Shot and Bygl, your response.
I can't take it anymore. The LAs are a wonderful new addition to the game. They are a creative and fun alternative to the hoppers and moving items around and water streams. They are a great alternative in the nether. It's an interesting game mechanic, how they can duplicate using music and amethyst, and gives amethyst a use, even though they wouldn't have much of one without them, and they look awesome.
Who would deprive me of my awesome scarecrow that I have outstanding in my cornfield that has an LA head on it? That's...
Good
Yeah, how
points.
we're gonna get LA heads.
Excuse me, no, nothing from the peanut gallery. All right, Potato Fox, your response to what they've said.
Everybody loves hoppers. Everyone, think about it. What build do you have that doesn't have a hopper in it? Now, what would happen if your hopper just decided to wander off into the abyss and get lost, never to be seen again? Your redstone devices stopped working, and what? So they can go get high off amethyst and reproduce? I don't think so. Not in my server.
And your rebuttal, One Shot and Bygl.
Your LAs managed to escape your base. Skill issue.
Dang. Okay. I'd like to remind our candidates to remain civil. This is a matter of community. I don't know what I'm
Definitely
saying.
Potato, because I just got cooked.
Nice.
Response, your mom.
Yo, mother.
All right. Our final question of the debate before I allow our candidates to make their closing remarks. If you could make only one change to the server as a whole, what would it be and why? Potato, your time starts now.
Remove allays. Give diamonds to the people.
One
Empower
change.
Potatoes. That's one change.
My fault. I can't count. All right. One shot and Bygl, your response.
I mean, the first big the first
Remove
would
potatoes.
be make the usable areas of the city here of Blossom Hills be as safe as possible, which is again our platform of at first our first project would be lighting Blossom Hills to eliminate hostile mob spawn. That would be the first docket and what we've been consistent on.
Also world peace.
Oh, that's part of the world peace. Yeah.
That's step one.
All right. Well, that topic does not require a rebuttal, so we shall now be moving on to our closing remarks. Potato Fox Plays, you have the floor.
My opponents might try to make you believe that they're the correct choice, that they're the more responsible party, that they'll actually do things as president. But I want you to remember one thing, one important thing. Can they do this? Woo!
My
Whoa.
gosh.
One shot robot and Bygl.
Oh,
Hang on, I have to laugh. I can't not. Okay. One shot and Bygl. Your
I
closing
have
remarks.
to say, I'm floored. It's true. We cannot do it. It's true.
Again, our platform would be to optimize the areas within the server that everybody would touch. So that doesn't mean spending a bunch of frivolous diamonds willy-nilly. It means creating a great opportunity for everyone to enjoy the server with minimal cost overhead and return all that value back to the server mates.
Very well. At this time, I would like to thank everybody for attending the very first ever Metacraft presidential debate. Candidates, thank you for your time and your responses. I'm sure that gave much for the constituents to consider. And best of luck to both candidates. Good luck.
If you vote for us, you get free
May
horses.
the best Canada win.
Free horses.
That would be Ohio. That would be